This is week 7, like check-in, summary, or whatever. And I would just like to start this off by saying, every time that I read a new chapter in this book, I swear to God that she always knows what I'm going through, whether it's something I've been contemplating all week, or maybe something that, I haven't given myself the chance to talk about or to explore or to think about and reflect on. I swear she literally always knows what I need to hear. And I just think that in itself is synchronicity, and that in itself is a sign, because I'll be honest, this week was a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. The tasks, once again, I did not want to do them. I had no motivation at all to do them, even though when I was reading the chapter, I was like, yes, this is something that's really been on my mind, and it's something that I really want to, you know, take time to explore. But as the week was going by, I was just not in it. I have been going back and forth in my head about thinking logically and illogically when it comes to creating, when it comes to taking action, when it comes to putting my work out there and actually finishing things. And it's like having one foot in the old life and one foot in the new life. I feel the energy pulling me somewhere else, but I'm also really stuck and rooted in the ways that I've grown up and that I have gotten from other people and stuff like that, things that weren't even my own. It's just been kind of difficult trying to navigate that. And so I feel I haven't really done much this week. And that, once again, I know me saying that, it's a constant thing, me feeling I'm not doing enough. And I understand that me saying that, just me saying that, is not giving myself credit for what I do, doing my morning pages every morning, or doing my affirmations, or reflecting, or sitting with these thoughts and moving when I actually do choose to move, or completing my task, because that's a choice itself. I could choose not to complete my task, and what would be the point? Random segue, but bro, so one of the tasks, first of all, I was doing those tasks all over the place this week. I was not doing anything in order, because some of those I was like, dude, I don't even have these things. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources, blah, blah, blah.
For the magazine one, I was like, bro, it's 2025. We barely have good magazines anymore. But I was able to find 5, and I was like, okay, bet. I'm just going to use the 5 since I couldn't find 5 more. And
I just did my best with what I had. And I'm not gonna lie, I did have a good time, and it kind of reminded me of when I was a kid, and I used to take the Target magazines or whatever, and I used to cut out all of the toys and stuff that I really really wanted, and I'd paste them on a piece of paper, and then I'd tape them on the wall. And I would always get so excited, every time we go into Target, I would be the one that would be pulling one of those magazines, because I knew what I was gonna do with it later. So I really enjoyed that task. And there was one task that took me 5 ever to complete, but it was buy yourself one comforting something. And I'm like, bro, I really do not have the funds for this. When I tell you my funds are so low right now, and that's a whole nother thing, but it took me some time to finally find something. And when I did, the way that my heart kind of sped up a little bit, and my breathing got a little heavy, I was just like, is this the one? And it ended up being an old Barbie paper book that I used to read all the time when I was younger, when I was really into Barbies, and always watching the movies and and playing with the dolls. And so I was very excited to have that in my morning pages. One day I was just really second guessing the things that I really want to pursue right now, being a fashion designer, or being a model, or being a really good content creator, and all that kind of stuff. It's and I think the reason why I've been so second guessing and so doubtful and so hesitant to actually push forward, because I literally have had no motivation, no kind of movement, no drive, no energy to go after these things I know I want to, genuinely. And I feel the reason why I feel that is because, one, I'm just not taking action, period. And I'm trying to rely just on motivation and energy and stuff like that, when I need to be the one that needs to have that momentum. I cannot wait on other people to give me that push. I have to be the one to push me until I have like those people behind me who will push me regardless, in the best way possible. Like maybe the reason why I'm so on the fence about this is because like, again, I'm used to doing things at such a fast pace, and I'm used to doing things at such an efficient way, and me not working towards those dreams, me not putting any effort towards them, me not having any movement or any kind of momentum is making me doubtful of my abilities, of my creativity, of my artistry, of my, imagination, and my like willingness to get these things done. Like, I'm thinking it's me being disrespectful to myself and losing that trust and that bond within myself once again because I myself am not pushing towards it. And so it's got me just overthinking because I'm not seeing any progress, because I'm not seeing any movement. And I don't know, because like right now, I feel like I have like no drive, no motivation, no discipline, no nothing right now. And I'm starting to feel like I'm taking such a logical turn towards this journey as well. Like, why don't I have more creativity? How can I, lock in and start being more creative and more artistic and all that kind of stuff? And it's like, again, when I was talking about me being on the fence, like having one foot in my old life where everything was logic, everything was planned, everything was structured, everything was timed. I'm really trying to remind myself that this journey is not supposed to be structured. This journey is not supposed to be timed or planned. It's supposed to be eye-opening. It's supposed to be open-minded. It's supposed to be flow and energetic and spiritual. And I'm not allowing myself the grace to truly live like that because like more and more time is passing and I'm not seeing the kind of growth that I'm used to. I'm not seeing the kind of progress or momentum that I'm used to. And it's just making me very antsy. And I think because of that antsiness, it's like my old logical self trying to come to the surface again and like screw things up or trying to protect me or whatever. Looking at my morning pages and girl, again, like these every single day, I just be yapping about the randomest things. They're all very important to me, yes, but they're just so random. Like the thought doesn't stay in one section. Like I'm always changing it up. Like here, I'm talking about friends and people, and if it makes me a bad person for not wanting to be around certain people anymore, regardless of the fact that like they didn't do anything wrong. And then like I've actually also started like underlining things that I think I would want to see again later on. Because I've been thinking about I should be feeling more creative in something by now, like I should be creating more every day, often, etc. But I also acknowledge that by thinking this way, I'm missing the point, and my logical mind is trying to take a hold again. See, like, and I go on to say I didn't realize, but I also did. Sorry. How much my logical brain takes hold of my everyday life and thinking. It's kind of annoying, I'll be real, but I also acknowledge that it's what saved me and kept me safe countless times, so I'm grateful for that. But yeah, that's just like something that's been on my mind, and it's something that I want to take into account going into this next week. Like, I can't always rely on logic, and I can't always rely on planning and structure. Like, there is a time and a place for it, but that has also been the thing that not only has kept me safe, but also put me in like such a dark place because I relied so heavily on it. So when I don't have it, I think that I have nothing. I think that I am nothing. I think I am worthy of nothing. Like, I have nothing to back up the dream that I have. I have nothing to support the imagination, the creativity, the goals and the lofty ambitions that I have, you know what I mean? And we live in such a world where structure is top tier, planning is seen as golden, and knowing your path is the end all be all. But it's like most people don't even know where they're going, and I feel like people only rely so heavily and glorify planning and structure and stuff is because they don't want to deal with the unknown. They don't want to deal with the uncertainty. It's like believing in a God. Like, you need someone to put your faith and trust in. And if somebody even tries to remotely talk shit about them, of course you're going to go up in flames and start defending and get angry because it's a part of your identity, it's a part of who you are, it's a part of your logic and what you need to stay sane and stay on track, so to speak. And it's like trying to unlearn all of that in my own way, because I know at the end of the day it is things that I've chosen to take on as my own beliefs. So me trying to work past those has been a bit of a challenge. Talk about, wanting to move differently, and even though I don't know my why or like my purpose yet, I feel that I still want more for myself. I still know that I have so much untapped power and potential in me, and it scares me. It is very scary to see how far I can go and how much I can achieve and how much impact I can have, because I'm not used to giving myself that much freedom to go that far. I'm not used to giving myself that much support and encouragement to reach for the stars and actually grasp them. Because I've always been one to stand in my own way. I've always been one to shut myself down when things feel like they're getting too big for me, or I feel like I may not be able to handle it. See, I say, like, I get being afraid of my power and how things will / are changing, but the only people benefiting are those preying on my downfall. Anyways, or doubting me, and I'm stronger than all of that. I know I am, so I need to start acting like it. It's time to contradict myself, to prove my fears wrong, to doubt my doubts, and show myself that I'm capable, worthy, and powerful, that it's actually the answer to all my worries, fears, and dreams. I deserve to live and not just survive. Real shit. That's another thing I've been trying about, like trying to constantly remind myself that, girl, your power is not something to be scared of. Your strength, your limitlessness, your consciousness, your higher calling, your purpose, all of that stuff is not something to be like afraid of, because at the end of the day, you can choose to step into it or you can choose to run from it. But either way you slice it, it is still your choice. And if you choose to run from it, you're going to spend your entire life thinking, what if, like regretting, and what if I had taken that chance? What if I had did that opportunity? What if I had actually put myself out there and chose to be consistent? And I'm getting to the point where I don't want to live my life in regrets. I don't want to be 80, 90, or on my deathbed like, damn, I wish I would have did this. My life would have been so different. Like, I've already accepted the fact that I'm not supposed to live like my family members or my friends. I don't want to live like them. I have accepted the fact that I want more, but when it comes to action and fully stepping truly into that, I do get scared. I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my heart. I do get scared. I do get worried that maybe I'm not enough, or maybe I don't deserve this, or I don't know what will happen or what will change when I step into that power, because I've never allowed myself to do it before. It is unknown territory. It is uncertainty, and for the most part I've gotten pretty comfortable with it, but I know that is something that I'm still working on, that type of uncertainty, allowing myself to truly step into my power and allowing myself to truly see how far I can go and how I can push my limits, and what would happen if I let myself, my true self, my genuine self, my authentic self come to the forefront and live. At the end of the day, I only have myself to rely on. I only have myself to support myself. I only have myself to encourage myself. Yes, there will be outside sources, but no one is ever going to touch that spot like I should. No one's ever going to be that light, that encouragement that I need more than myself, because at the end of the day, all I have is myself. And I should treat myself like I am the baddest, that I am the most limitless, that I am the most successful, that I can do this, and like truly walk in that knowing, and stop allowing myself to be so scared, or to think I need to have a plan, or to need structure or something to fall back on. Like, I'm understanding more and more each day that that is not something that I need at this moment. That is something that is stifling me, and there will be a time and place for it, but I can't keep allowing myself to keep going back and forth in that old way of thinking, in that old identity, in that excuse me, in that old life, because it's not serving me in this moment. I've been thinking more about my younger self and what she enjoyed doing, and like, even on this journey, I'm realizing more and more that I should be more in tune and more focused on my younger self, on my inner child, on my inner teen, and like what she enjoyed and what she loved. It's been serving me well to remember these memories, but once again, it feels like I'm not doing enough to serve her. I'm not doing enough to fulfill her. I literally have been feeling very like meh about my solo dates and my artist dates. They're both the same thing to me, but like most of my dates, I'm in the house watching like old cartoony movies like Barbie or Bratz or Monster High and doing something. And don't get me wrong, like I love those, but I'm also starting to realize and come to terms that my inner child needs more. She needs more action. She needs more adventure. She needs more exploration. Like, it's not enough anymore for me to just sit on my ass and watch these old movies. Like, yes, there is a time and place, and they have a very special place in my heart, but they just feel so dull and so unsatisfying. I want to do more to let her know that I am willing to coddle her. I want to coddle her. I want to make her feel like she has a safe space to grow and to explore and to have fun and to come to the surface and show me what she really enjoys, like what she really wants to see and what she wants to do. We were talking about jealousy this week, and honestly, I'm really not jealous of anyone. And maybe it's just because like I kind of have transmuted jealousy and like envy into inspiration and motivation. But I will say that one of my old college friends like posted on her story for the first time in a while, and she was just talking about how she has like booked or did another like photo shoot. And I'm not even gonna lie, like my heart kind of like dropped to my ass and it started beating really fast, and I was like, bro, usually I don't care what this girl be doing, like I'm glad she's, I'm glad she's good, I'm glad she's thriving, I'm glad she's alive. But for some reason, this is the second time this happened, they've both been about her like modeling and doing photo shoots, and I'm just like, damn, like why do I feel some type of way about this? Because I usually don't. I truly don't. And I think it's just because even though this was not even like, it's something I want to try. It is something I want to try. It's something I want to do. But I didn't think that it was that deep until I saw that again. Until I saw her story again. And I was just like, that's something that I really want to do, I think. Like, why else would my heart drop to my ass like that and be beating so hard and feel heavy like that if I didn't want to do it? Like, what else could that possibly mean? Like, I've just gotten to a point where it's like jealousy and envy are just such like negative emotions, but they're such strong indicators of what you truly want to do. Sometimes I'm thinking like, oh, me not having jealousy or envy is making it harder for me to figure out what it is that I want to do with my life, or what it is I want to explore. But I'm like, motivation and inspiration, I be feeling on a very deep level as well sometimes. Like, I get excited when I see certain things, and like fashion design, or like walking on a runway, or doing photo shoots, or singing, or like dancing and stuff like that professionally. I'm like, okay, well, obviously these are things that I'm interested in, obviously these are things that I want to explore, but I don't really find myself ever getting like jealous or envious, just like very inspired and very like motivated to do it myself. But then I either end up forgetting about it, or just like not pursuing it like I should, which is defeating the entire purpose. And something else that like has been on my mind a lot. I have so much stuff on my mind because I'm just like looking through my morning pages. There's just so much shit like underlined, so much shit written here. I'm not about to sit up here and do everything. God damn. But yeah, wow. But another thing that's been on my mind is like, I need to start acting on my creativity the moment I feel it. I feel like I was already talking about this in like my last video. I didn't do week 6. I didn't record week 6, so this might have been week 5. If I don't act on that creativity the moment I feel it, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I know I don't want to do it anymore. Like, that same excitement or that same rush, that same flow is no longer there. And it sucks because it has happened in like every single thing I've ever wanted to explore, and every single thing that I've wanted to, I've been curious in, I've tried, and then, after it wore off, or after the moment, if I didn't do it in that moment, then later on I didn't want to do it. And it's really crazy because a lot of the time, inspiration strikes me like in the morning, before people are up, before the sun is up. It's really annoying because I have to be very considerate of the other people in the house. Because I acknowledge that I am missing out. I acknowledge that I am stunting my growth every single time that I don't immediately press forward when I feel that excitement, when I feel that energy, when I feel that curiosity, when I feel that sense of adventure, because I know that it's kind of far-fetched for me right now. Like, I don't feel these things on a regular basis. So me not taking all of this into account and immediately acting on it feels like it's also stunting my growth and stifling my growth. See something here, it's like, I really got to start doing things the moment I feel called to do them. I'm missing out, I know I am, on all I could be, on who I could become, on the opportunities I could open for myself, and the dreams I could make come true. Yeah. It's like, but the thing is, I even overthink having fun and being myself. Isn't that crazy? Bro, when I tell you, I really do. I even overthink having fun and being myself, being genuine. Like, how do I show that to people? How do I show my creativity? How do I show my artistry? Like, me having to think this hard about it just makes me think that I must have not been myself for a very long time. Or I must have been operating under someone that wasn't truly me for a very long time if I have to question myself this often and have to think this hard about it. I wrote here that my old self clung too much to logic, and while I understand and know that the programming of that wasn't all mine, damn, it's been a journey unlearning that. Like, it's so deeply rooted, and I feel the way to unlearn it is literally by being silly and allowing whatever to flow to me and trusting that it's safe to operate that way. Trust that the creativity, consistency, authenticity will catch me, and so will the universe. It's good shit. That's good shit. Like, I don't even remember writing some of this. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. Like, we're just gonna keep going. So, yeah.